We have all heard the predictions: robots taking our jobs, algorithms running our lives, and a future where humanity is pushed to the margins of a hyper-efficient, sterile world. But walking through the streets of Seoul, the reality is quiet. The air is clean, and for citizens like Jun Yang-shin, the morning begins not with a frantic commute, but with a leisurely run and a stop at his regular cafe. This diagram shows how basic needs are met in this society. Every day, the state issues digital vouchers directly to its citizens. When Yang-shin orders his tea, a seamless voice recognition system verifies his identity and deducts the cost instantly. There is even a setting to automatically route a fraction of his remaining balance to international relief funds. The automation here is highly personalized. Instead of a static menu, the cafe's cylindrical AI guide analyzes Yang-shin's recent physical exertion and recommends a cold Jeju green tangerine hibiscus tea and a plant-based high-protein cookie specifically formulated for muscle recovery. The cafe could easily operate with zero human intervention, yet behind the counter sits Mr. Kim reading a newspaper. The government intentionally maintains these human manager roles. Citizens volunteer for these positions to earn supplemental income and to ensure neighborhoods retain a sense of warmth and social connection. Stripping away the necessity of survival labor has left a vacuum, one that citizens like Yang-shin and Mr. Kim fill with the voluntary, intentional work of community building. With survival guaranteed, the state actively incentivizes personal growth. At the local swimming facility, citizens earn additional income on top of their basic stipend by proving they are engaging in physical or mental self-improvement. For his scuba lesson, Yang-shin equips a pair of smart goggles. This first-person UI overlay projects a transparent heads-up display tracking real-time data, like a 72 beat per minute heart rate and 99% water quality. As he dives, pool tiles dissolve into a topographical projection of a deep ocean trench, adjusting pressure to mimic real ocean currents. The facility's tech layer acts as a constant stream of biological feedback, allowing individuals to navigate their own physical thresholds with total precision. Traveling home requires zero logistics. Private car ownership is obsolete. A network of autonomous shared vehicles circulates the city, arriving precisely on demand and departing for the next passenger the moment you step out. Housing is provided free of charge through the state's Universal House program. Inside, daily friction is engineered out of existence. There are no vacuum cleaners because micro-cleaning robots are embedded directly into the flooring, instantly absorbing dust the moment it lands. Waste management is entirely localized. Looking at this cyclical flowchart, we see how the kitchen's resource recirculation chute operates. Food scraps and used items are broken down into molecular particles, routed to an underground processing node, and then repurposed as raw material for 3D printers to create new goods. Society has effectively designed away the concept of trash and the burden of household chores. What remains is a massive surplus of uninterrupted free time for every citizen. Yang-shin spends his afternoon at a local creative center practicing somok, the traditional Korean art of furniture making. In a world where almost anything can be 3D printed, handcrafted wooden pieces are highly prized because machines struggle to replicate the unique, natural grain of the wood. The studio operates on a strict division of labor. Large industrial robotic arms handle the dangerous and heavy work, slicing through thick blocks of raw wood safely from human hands. The robot delivers cuts accurate to within 1/100th of a millimeter. Yang-shin takes those precise pieces and applies jamochum, a complex nail-less joinery technique. The machine provides the geometric perfection, while the human touch provides the aesthetic vitality. This dynamic captures the core design of 2030. Machines absorb the physical risk and heavy lifting, allowing humans to focus entirely on the emotional and creative fulfillment of the craft. Heading home in the evening, city screens broadcast updates on national defense. Military service remains a requirement for citizens, but the implementation is entirely remote. Soldiers command operations from safe control rooms. Their avatars on the field are massive 3-meter-tall steel mechs. A single unit travels at 150 kilometers per hour, holds a range of over 1,000 kilometers on one charge, and wields the combat power of a historical infantry regiment. This creates a robust socioeconomic loop. Recruits learn advanced robotics operation during their service. After discharge, these exact skills funnel them into lucrative careers in the civilian tech sector, providing the income they use to travel the globe. Yet, amidst all this remote technology, recruits are still rigorously trained to use paper maps, physical compasses, and manual mechanical devices. For a generation raised in a purely digital world, this physical grounding is a novel experience, ensuring the military remains resilient against technical failures. The immense scale of this automated force is not designed for expansion. It functions as a heavily fortified shield, maintaining the borders so that the civilian population can live in uninterrupted peace. The daily routine in this society operates on multiple layers of invisible support. Algorithms manage the chores, public policy incentivizes physical health, and a fleet of remote mechs secures the perimeter. When the pressure to labor for basic survival is removed, people do not stop moving. They run, they dive, they build, and they connect. With survival, heavy labor, and national security handled by silicon and steel, the remaining hours of the day belong entirely to the individual. For young Shin, that means the freedom to dive deeper, carve more precisely, and live more deliberately.